NHL announced yesterday that referee Tim Peel will not be calling games now or in the future. That's kind of a polite way of saying you're fired. If you missed the story, Peel was caught on a broadcast saying that he wanted to call a penalty against Nashville early. His language was more colorful. It didn't help that the story blew up, but also a sign of the times because in every sport, officials used to be more colorful. When you go back in baseball, Joe West or Eric Gregg, Ed Hockley in the NFL, Joey Crawford in the NBA, colorful characters. They thought you were paying to see them. There's old school umpires and referees who probably had no problem with the profanity that was used by Tim Peel, but it's a bigger issue now. Mics are catching everything. Players have more power. There's calls for transparency, more transparency because of legalized gambling. And all of this means that there's less tolerance, bad behavior. And unfortunately, it means Tim Peel will not work in the NHL again. We've been discussing this. We probably spent about 20 minutes on this morning. We're just sitting around talking about it. I need a little more information here. I don't know what his reasoning or motivation was to say, hey, I'm going to call a penalty on the Predators. And we did reach out. Fritzy reached out to Tim to see if he wanted to tell his story on the show. We have not heard back from him, but that offer still stands if he wants to join us and talk about this, because I don't know what the context is. I have a 4-second clip where he's saying, I got to call a penalty on the Predators. What did he say prior to that? What happened prior to that? What did he say after that? What happened after that? Was he trying to police the sport? Was he trying to say, guys, I'm not going to let you get chippy, or I don't like the direction of what's going on right now? I don't know any of those things. And I thought he would at least, now I know he's retiring this year, like in a month, but he still got fired. And I just want to have context. What you said, how you said it, why you said it, when you said it. Had something happened with the Predators before, a previous game, whatever that is. I understand the sensitivity of this. I understand if you're the commissioner, Gary Bettman, you can't have any doubt when you go to a game about the officials. We've had doubts. I think we all feel like referees are out to get our player or our team. There's a bias. I understand all of that. And they're human. I truly believe that you have baseball umpires who don't like certain players and may call the game accordingly, consciously, subconsciously. I really feel that way. Not pretty, but it's real. You can't go into the game. I know that they're professionals. They're told to be professionals, act professional, without having the human side of this. And if there's history, Joey Crawford threw Tim Duncan, out of a game for laughing from the bench. Like, they're just, okay, how do you explain that? I mean, imagine if Joey Crawford said to another official, hey, if Duncan keeps laughing over there, I'm going to run it. Like, the personal side of this. That's what I want to know. Do I think that this happens without verbal acknowledgement? I do. And I've been doing this a long time. It's a strange story. I see both sides. Tim Peel could be saying, without saying it, I'm going to stop this now. I don't like where this is going. I don't like what the Predators are doing. It's just, he said it. The verbal acknowledgement is what cost him his job. Do I think officials get together and they say things like this? Imagine this baseball game. You get ready to start the game. Let's say there's a fight, bench clearing brawl. 3-game series. This is the last game. And you say to start the game to both managers and both pitchers, I'm not putting up with any nonsense. So now I'm not calling the game as if it was just a standalone game. I'm bringing something into this. But if you say, hey, look, if Trevor Bauer throws inside, I'm running him. So both sides know this, everybody knows this, and that's how you're going to umpire the game. Imagine if an umpire would say to another umpire, man, I'm sick and tired of this, his nonsense out there. I'm going to run him. Now, that's different. That's you conspiring with another umpire. Then it's different. Do I think Tim Donaghy is a standalone rogue official in the NBA? I don't. Maybe I'm naive, but I don't think he was a standalone rogue official. They're human. Tim Peel made a mistake. He'll pay for it, but I think in fairness to him, I would love to know exactly what happened, what led up to it. Why did you feel that way? Why did you say that? Why did the other official agree with you? I just want the story. That's it. And they may not change my mind, but I think in fairness to these stories, all of it, all of these stories we cover in sports, Deshaun Watson, prime example. You've already made up your mind. I haven't. I just want to know what's involved here. The whole story, both sides of the story. And the same with something like this with Tim Peel, who lost his job, Deshaun Watson, who could go to prison. Varying degrees here of what's going on and listening to both sides of the story. And it's hockey, and people may not care. But I look at this as, don't look at it as the sport of hockey. It could be any sport. It could be soccer in the Premier League. It could be baseball, basketball, college basketball. 877-3DP-SHOW. Email address dp@danpatrick.com. Twitter handle at DP Show. Say good morning to Peacock. They carry this program all 3 hours. Coming out hot today.
Yeah.
Coming out hot. Yes, Paul.
One little thing, because you said you want more context, you want more story. The NHL's release when they fired Tim Peel said, quote, there's no justification for his comments, no matter the context or his intention. They have no interest in the context or releasing it or investigating it. Yeah. They fired him within, I think, a day and a half of the game.
Yeah, the action came less than 24 hours after he officiated the game.
They should actually do the opposite and make him do an interview or have him do an interview so it doesn't appear that it's gambling related.
Now, shortly after, one of the players for Nashville was whistled for a tripping penalty on a Detroit player. The rink side TV microphone picked up the official, Tim Peel, saying, it wasn't much, but I wanted to get a bleeping penalty against Nashville early. The NHL determined that the voice was Peel's and said that the ref would no longer be working NHL games now or in the future. And then the NHL came out and said, nothing's more important than ensuring the integrity of our game. Okay, I don't know if this is a makeup call. I don't know if this is a call to just, I want to establish, this happens in the NBA, happens in baseball, but an umpire or an official will warn you. A lot of times you'll hear the official say to a player, hey, I'm not putting up with that. Hey, I'm going to call that. Like, they will give you the benefit of the doubt. Not always, but players will tell you, officials will give you a heads, hey, I'm going to call holding on that. All right? They try to be fair to you, and they will give you a little bit of a heads up. I don't know what else happened here. I don't know if there was something that was so egregious where Tim Peel missed a call and then said, I got to make up for it. Or to me, it feels like I'm not going to put up with any of this nonsense here between you guys. And, hey, it wasn't much, but I'm going to call it because I don't like the direction this game is going is. That's the feeling I had, but I don't know what else was said after that. That's the only piece of audio I've heard about with, Tim Peel's voice attached to it. That's it. But he doesn't even get a hearing. It's like, nope. And I thought, okay, you take him off the ice. He doesn't referee a game. You at least let him have his day. Like, you sent him into the penalty box as a referee. He got a timeout. But that's all. If it was another sport, imagine this is the NFL. It would be on national news. This would be huge. if you had an official who said to another official, you know what, I gotta. It's not that bad, but he hit Brady again in the head, and I gotta call it. I mean, we can fill in the dialogue, and then it would mean more if it was a different sport. This has happened in tennis, where you've had players who have thrown matches, or do you have an umpire who's on the take? Like it's going to happen. The amount of money that's attached to this, it's only going to get worse, because these officials are probably going to say, these guys are making all the money and the league's making all the money, and here I am. I'm the one that's running the game here. Just look at the human side of this. What's it going to take? How much is it going to take? Hey, and plus in hockey, if I call a penalty, let's say there's 5 power play opportunities for a team, and I call 2 of those in a game, that's a big advantage. In the NFL, I don't take a player off the field. In hockey, I send you to the bench. Power play goal. Now, all of a sudden, if I have 2 of those and I'm responsible for 2 of the 5, I could change the game. Yeah, Paul.
I had an idea years ago, instead of sending the player to the penalty box, he just has to play the shift without a stick. I mean, that would really be fast. He just skate around the ice.
I think you should play without skates.
Right, no skates.
Yeah.
That's a penalty.
You can have a stick, but no skates there.